Well, it would appear that something has slipped my mind because we've already gotten started on our Subaru Impreza WRX, WKRP, WRX STI. It doesn't spell anything, but we started this for Peter's Plastic. He was hosting a Japanese tuner group build, and we had done an entry video for this and then started working on it a few weeks ago. So it decides we can finish up the dump truck and everything, and I completely forgot to talk about what we were doing or what we had going on. This is a beautiful color, right? That's the kit plastic right there. We're going to do this all in Tamiya rattle cans, as is my choice. I do enjoy my rattle cans, but I mean, the kit has pre-colored wheels, pretty slick. No slicks, just tires, but that's pretty slick. And it's got a pre-colored brake calipers. Let's do this. That's better. Pre-colored brake calipers, so that's kind of cool. It's got, of course, some orange, transparent orange for side markers, and then here's the transparent red pieces for the taillights. These are supposed to have a clear insert in there, and that is over here on the clear tree. Those guys there, those wedges fit in there, and they seem like they fit pretty snugly in there, so I think we're going to be okay on that. Turns out the kit comes with a small piece of I think it's over here. So it's got window masks, and then it's got this piece of they just call it silver tape. So what's cool is that they actually give us a pattern in the instruction sheet to cut out the silver backgrounds for these pieces here and some of the transparent marker lights and such. So I've never done a kit that had that like that before. I mean, I have done bare metal foiling on the back side of some stuff in order to give it that pop that we want to have for the lights. But that's a big old hole. That's a big old hole. But they fit in there pretty good. The window glass is all one ginormous piece, but we can see where we're going to mask on there, so that's not going to be too bad of a deal. And I think we might do a little bit of Tamiya smoke on the rear windows just to darken those up a touch. The box art does have something kind of hinting towards that, so that's kind of cool. And then I completely did not notice this until just now. I was going over the instructions. That the seats are going to be two-tone with a blue insert in the center, and everything else is going to be like a German gray mixed with a flat black. They give us the ratios in the instructions. That's kind of cool. I always like how Tamiya does that. And then another thing that we neglected to notice until just now is that we actually have metal transfers. So those are our rear view mirrors, and then there's a WRX badge for the trunk lid. And then that oddly shaped, there we go, oddly shaped letter D, that actually is the surround for the shifter on the center console. And we can see where that's going to go in there. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of neat that it's molded in a couple different colors. I do want to do it in a nice metallic blue. And we've gone through and sanded everything. There was very minimal mold lines here and there, but we went back and we kind of went over our trunk lid and our doors, the drip rail up here on top, and then around the hood as best we could to deepen the lines just a little bit. They look like they're getting a little thin on us while we were doing some sanding. So we reinforced all those lines, and now we're going to put everything into a bath and give her a wash, and then start doing our priming. The only thing that has me a little leery is this. This is all molded into one piece, and I don't mind. It's, it is what it is, a curbside kit. But yeah, on the instructions, I'm going to use a blue pen in front of a blue background. Like nearly all of this up here, this is all going to be semi-gloss black. Everything down the center here is going to be body color all the way to the rear end, but then we're going to have more semi-gloss black down through the drivetrain, There's a computer box here of some sort that's going to need to be semi-gloss black. Then there's the exhaust system, which will be in tones of silver and aluminum, other types of silver, and maybe some heat staining too. We'll see how that goes. But what's funny is when I do my heat staining, it kind of comes out looking like this body color. So that's the plan. That's the fact check. Oh, here we go. Let's do this. I should have just showed you this. So here we go. Hey, look, a blue pen on a white background. So yeah, all this darkly shaded stuff is the semi-gloss black, and then the lighter shade of stuff is going to be metallic tones, and then more semi-gloss black, and then everything that's not shaded is going to be body color. Not a big deal. Probably just going to prime the whole thing, and then shoot body color over the whole thing, and then come back and then mask in, reverse the masking on everything, so we can do some airbrushing of the semi-gloss black, and then I'll probably, as a matter of fact, mask everything off, do semi-gloss black on the areas that need black, and then also on the areas that need the metal tone for the exhaust and everything. So I'll mask all that off and do that all black, and then come back and then remask off the areas that I want to keep black, and then shoot the metal tone over the a base of black there. So hopefully that'll give us a nice looking metal tone on that. That'll be nice. The interior is fairly well detailed. Door cards for both front and rear doors are one piece. I love the fact that these are molded separately from the chassis from the body interior, so that we can get in there and detail them if we need to, which is going to be awesome since it's going to be a black and gray. Basically, I think there is a blue insert right there. This is a blue insert. This is a blue insert also. But yeah, we're going to do all that there, and then we got to do two tones on the rear seats also. But it looks like masking that shouldn't be too big of a problem. So the whole thing about these curbside kits is interior and chassis. You know, everything else is like simple as soup. All right, y'all. We'll check in a little bit later. Alrighty, it is, what is it? Is Monday? It's still Monday, June 14th. We had started on the Subaru back on Friday, and then we had primed everything and, washed it, primed it, all that kind of jazz. And then I had to go do some errands, and I had to go, put my shoes on and all that stuff. And one of the shoes had gotten under the bed somehow. So I went to go retrieve the shoe, and I got down on all fours and reached under the bed in a weird twisting fashion and messed up my back. So yeah, it wasn't comfortable to be sitting at the bench for the rest of the afternoon. So, did the Advil, took some, did some stretches and stuff like that. So, we're back to 85%, which is usually my 100%. So we're back to feeling better today. But yeah, we didn't do anything on this on Saturday. We didn't do anything on this on Sunday. We went to a swap meet on Sunday, as a matter of fact, and I do have to report that it was a small venue. It was a cramped location. The air conditioning wasn't working optimally, but several of our friends in the local community had stopped by to check out the event and to say hi, and that was really cool, and we appreciated seeing those folks. But by 11:30, we had sold all the kits that we had brought. One guy had walked over, and we had, I don't know, 20-something kits on the table, and he was like, how much do you want for all of these? And I was like, oh my God, all right. So we haggled and came up with a fair price, and he paid me. I picked up my stuff, and we left. We left everything on the table for him. Like, here, you clean it up, bye. And so that was kind of cool. Now we have room in the stash and money in the budget. So we're going to set that aside for Vegas and see how that goes. But back to the Subaru. So we have everything in primer, even though the car is molded in black and that beautiful blue color, which is, yeah, I painted this. I painted these as a test shot to see if this was the color I wanted to use, and it turns out it is. And this is Tamiya TS50 mica blue. And you might be saying, but Brian, that looks like the exact same color the car was molded in. And you would be correct, because that was the color I wanted to go for. The car was molded in a beautiful color, but typical with metallics and stuff like that, it had all kinds of weird swirly things going on, and we didn't want to go for a psychedelic look on the Subi, so we decided to go ahead and prime them up, and then we're going to do a color coat here pretty soon. So here's the thing. No, this is the chassis. This is not the thing. The chassis, that's going to be in a multitude of colors and detail painting. So we plan to do the whole thing in body color, TS50, and mica blue, and then go back and mask off where all the stuff we want to be in black or metallic colors, and then we'll spray those all black, and then we'll remask again. We'll just probably lay more masking down on the stuff we want to keep in the black, and then spray the metallic colors onto the black base that we have shot on there. So that's the plan. And we all know that quote about plans. They only go as far as first contact with implementation, and then everything hits the fan. So, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much the gist of it. The interior is going to be dark gray and blue, and we're probably going to use a NATO black, and then a flat blue, just straight to me, a flat blue right out of the jar. I think it's XF, as I look at my rack, XF8. So that's what the instructions call for. So that's what we're going to go ahead and try for the seat inserts. Everybody is looking good except for the body, because, you know, that's the money shot. So why not ruin that? So it's not really ruined. It's just we need to do a wet sanding and come back and do a little bit of spot work here and there, because we did pick up a few little bits of dust and stuff by the windshield wiper, windshield washer nozzles, nozzles, whatever we call those, pips. And then I think there was something on the back end. No, it's just a little dusty here and there. Yeah, so just need to do, you know, and I had noticed that we had a couple of little spots on the hood, so I just did a quick dusting over the roof. I didn't get too serious about that. So once I noticed there's a problem with the paint, I'm like, just finish off real quick, and then we'll set it aside and we'll go back and correct it. So yeah, the interior, we're probably going to do the dark gray over everything that we need to do, and then black, and then probably go in and do the color inserts later. I'm not 100% sure on that yet. It would be a lot easier if these rear seats were not molded in place. It is what it is. We'll figure out how to deal with it. It could also be a situation of maybe the interior says dark gray, and the fancy racing seats that somebody had added in there get the special treatment, because that would be a lot easier to paint those. So, you know, there's an out if we need it. And yeah, we got a forest of parts over here. Too bad it's not a Forester. But it's a forest of parts over here that are all ready for some color. So we're gonna get to sanding on the body so we can respray that here pretty quickly. We're gonna put some color on this guy. We're gonna put a base coat on this thingy, and then also on the door cards. And then I don't know, lunch, I guess. All right, we'll talk to you in a bit.